Hey, just a quick follow-up about the paint. I can't tell if it's the exact same paint from the walls or not, but I wanted to point out a couple. Now I'm staring at the walls everywhere I go in the house, and I don't know what's helpful and what's not. But I'm looking at the drawers in the kitchen, and they're also flaking apart pretty badly and have at least some exposed blue paint, which makes me think there's lead paint under this.
Mom,
that could
we're going to do jumping under the rope.
What? Jumping under the rope?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Awesome. So these drawers might need a coat just to keep stuff from leaking out. There's more of that blue. I've never once noticed that there was blue under this. And as you go up higher into the cupboards, there's also like an area under the cupboards where everything's flaking. I don't know if you can see that. And then in the cupboards themselves, I had complained to Bernie about these, so there's been some repainting on them, but still some exposure. So you can see if you open it, there's suddenly a completely different color of paint, but blue's exposed all over the place along the edges. But that paint I know is new and fine. It's just it was done quite badly and like nothing matches. But who cares? But places where it's exposed, we still have the possibility. And then the other thing. Okay, sure. Show me in just a minute. Another thing I wanted to point out is the floor in the entryway is painted a dark brown. And hang on one second. Whatever they used on this is amazing because it's put up to people like walking across it for at least the 5 or 6 years that we've lived here. It's never flaked. It's never had a problem. And when I tested it, I didn't get a lead reading. So my understanding is that the front. I hope I'm not forgetting where I got my readings. But my understanding is that the floor here is fine. So that's good news. The door is a little tricky because it's clearly had all kinds of repainting done. So this top layer that's on it here is totally new and is totally fine. But if you watch, you can get to where it just stops. The paint line just stops. And all of that stuff up there, I'm willing to guess, is much older. But maybe it's still fine. Maybe it's, new enough. Just 1 second, maybe just 1 second. But the door, I just wanted to point out, has that same robin's egg blue all over the door and with considerable flaking. But I don't know if it's that. It's actually a different shade. I can see the kitchen from here. It's a different shade, so I don't know. And that looks like it was repainted not long ago. Gosh, I don't remember. But it looks to me like this top layer seems fine. I would just note that.
I would like you to go.
Okay, just 1 minute, honey. I'm just talking to the video for 1 more minute.
Oh, but
Here, just 1 minute, baby. Just 1 second. I would just point out to you that that they just might want to look around the door. Like, are there any like here I can see green exposed. Are there any places around the door where that original paint is still hanging on? And also out here, I can see places where the original blue is still hanging on. So and that's a very small, relatively small section of the porch. Oh, there's more of that blue. How have I never noticed that? Well, there's more of the original blue under there. So who knows if this trim on the outside needs it or not, or if it is a good layer of the newer paint. I don't know. So I thought I'd tell you. Obviously, that's new, and the stairs are completely new, so they're fine.